Raise your hands, please. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us in the room today. We're a volunteer group that runs this program 1 Million Cups through Kauffman Foundation. So Kauffman Foundation is a group in where are they? Kansas City, Missouri, and they launched this program about 10, 12 years ago, and it's running right now on Wednesday mornings. People are having coffee in coffee shops and workspaces like this all around the country at about 9 o'clock. So welcome to the group. We're happy to have you guys here. I see a lot of familiar faces. If you, I'm going to ask you like 3 questions. Put my tea down so I don't spill it. 3 questions. So one, have you been to 1 Million Cups before? Can you raise your hand if you've been here before? Look at that, all you guys. I knew I saw that. I do. All right, if you have presented your business here before, can you raise your hand? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a couple presenters in the room, and we have a past presenter from us presenting in our new community, Ann Arbor. So Ann Arbor has a 1 Million Cups community now too. That's Ian LaBelle. Everyone know Ian LaBelle with the detailing. He's over there talking with that community. And then if you're new to the room, if you've never been here before, it's the first time you're here, can you raise your hand? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you for raising your hands. We have a special gift for you. Thank you guys for coming. We're happy to have you in the family and be a part of today's event. So I'm going to try to keep really brief, not only because we started late, but a lot of you have been here before. So for the newbies, I've talked to some of you about this already before. You know your sister presented recently, right? And then I know Amos and I talk about this all the time, and I just met Brandon, who's going to just be serving today. So, so let's see. I want to say first. One, this is a community that's like radically inclusive right now. I'm not used to using the clicker, as you guys know. Let's see. Is it going? No. I'm not sure. I don't know how to use the clicker, I guess. Anyways, radically inclusive community. When our presenters, of which we have 2 presenters today, they will be sharing with us who they are, what their business is that they launched, the service or the product that they believe needed to be in the world, and they can bring it here. They're going to share a little bit of that with us, and then they're going to tell us where they're kind of stuck or what they need to move forward in the next month or maybe 90 days or just in general as a business owner. And then that's where all of you guys come in. You'll get to offer your expertise and support for those presenters in the form of, an experience that you've had that's worked for you or didn't work for you in relation to their community questions. Maybe you're going to offer collaboration, possibly. Maybe you're going to offer contact with someone that you know, or maybe you can meet with them offline, like after this meeting, and support them. But it's always good to come up and share that on the mic so they can see you. We have a Zoom room, and we have a YouTube Live that we're doing now. So for the presenters, if you can stand up in this kind of zone, you'll be on YouTube Live. So Kauffman Foundation gives us our Zoom for free, but they're taking that away at the end of the year because they want everybody to meet in person, which we're very happy to be doing, but we love our hybrid community. So we're putting all of our videos on YouTube now, and that brings me to the fact that we take a group picture at the end. So thank you everyone for considering being in our group picture. That'll be the thumbnail on the YouTube Live for our channel. So if you ever want to tell anyone about what we're doing here or invite them to come, you can always send them to that YouTube to see what this looks and feels like in the room. Okay, are we talking about Chase at the end though, right? So the basic agenda is intro by Melissa. I want to thank Josh, who's in the back of the room there, for the use of this fabulous venue, Incubizo. Very happy to be presenting here and using this space. You can stay and work for the day here if you come to one of our meetings. So that's kind of a nice give back in the community. We have a QR code on the screen in the back, so if you haven't checked in, we keep track of everybody that comes just to make sure that Oakland Thrive can continue to be our community sponsor. And 1 Million Cups knows that we're having a great turnout for all of our meetings and that we're going to be one of their strongest communities in the United States. I can see it already. So I'm really excited about that. And then Daryl's going to come up here in just a minute, and you're going to speak about Oakland Thrive as a community sponsor. We're going to introduce our first presenter. They'll get about 5-ish minutes to present. Remember, the less you talk, the more you get back from the audience. Not that that's bad, good thing. There's no pitching here. The presenters are just presenting their business struggle. And so on that note, as the audience member, if you could just respect the fact that we're looking for collaborations and connections, not, advice because your business takes care of that, or maybe, you should do this because I just thought of it. Like, that's like nobody wants to get shit out, right? So we're just going to go ahead and be friendly here, just like we like to be. I don't expect anything less than this great audience. So with that, without further ado, Daryl, you want to come up and talk about Oakland Thrive briefly? Oakland Thrive is our community sponsor. Every community in the United States has a community sponsor, and ours is gratefully Oakland's Community Thrive.
Good morning, thank you, Milton. So great to see so many people out this morning. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Oakland Thrive. We've talked a lot about the Kaufman Foundation, but they don't really do anything here locally for our community except allow us to run this program. Oakland Thrive has made the commitment to run this program because small businesses thrive in the metro area and in Oakland County. Many people think that this is the richest county, or one of the richest counties in the United States, but guess what? There are small business people here who need resources to continue to build their businesses, to build generational wealth for their families, but also to make Oakland County a wonderful place to live. Knowing that you can come here, you can raise your family, and you can create a legacy for your family. So that is the reason why Oakland Thrive does what it does. We do more than just put on these types of events. We do one-on-one consultations with businesses to understand what their needs are. We help them become fundable. We help them to find the resources that they need. Many resources are free or low cost. If you don't know about those, talk to your Oakland Thrive representative. We represent every city, village, and township within Oakland County. If you're an Oakland Thrive employee and you're here today, raise your hand. Here. There's society and there are others. Other than just me and society.
Wait, come on, Tanisha's one of your partners, right? Tanisha,
No.
your partner?
Employees.
Oh, employees, sorry.
And we also have a partner network.
Okay,
If
thank
you're a Oakland County, Oakland Thrive partner, raise your hand. Awesome.
Good, thank you guys.
And their assistance is available to small business owners free of charge in a lot of cases. So regardless of your community, talk to one of us. We will connect you to the person that's responsible for your community because we want to make sure that you get the resources that you need. And again, this is just one of the things that Oakland County does to help small businesses. So I will turn it back over to Melissa. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, the slide that I couldn't get to, the one says presenters wanted, so if you want to present, like we see our presenters today, it's 1millionpups.com/present. We have one spot available on December 11th for single speakers, right? So December, or you're moving into January. And then we always love volunteers to join our organizing committee. It's 5 hours or less a week, so consider joining that if you would like to. With that, I'm going to pass it to you, Milton. Clicker, it works. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. And then you'll have till about 9:30, 9:35, and then we'll pass it over to BJ. And Ian will be our next speakers. Here you go.
Thank you.
Get to use this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll have you on a timer to help you. Just stay on track.
Blessings and prosperity to everyone, first and foremost. I am the CEO and founder of Complete Image Manufacturing. We are a clothing and textile manufacturing company located currently in Detroit, Michigan, and looking for other areas to move our business.
You want to watch the video or no?
Yes.
Okay.
So this video is really to show you more about what we do at Complete Image Manufacturing, our process, the innovative technology that we use. So the reason why I show that video is because a lot of people don't understand what apparel and textile manufacturing really is when you talk to them. They're thinking that it's just embroidery or screen print. It's actually doing the design, cutting and sewing for your garment. That is what we're doing. That's what we bringing back to the United States. We'll be bringing it back in a more innovative way. So our clients that we look to help is designers, corporations, schools, sports organizations. For the corporations, schools, the indirect purchasing. For other organizations, it's either team wear, t-shirts, polo, also auto wear garments. The goal of it is to actually build micro economies. So manufacturing is one of the biggest ways that you can build a thriving microeconomy. And that is what supports the economy and be more sustainable. And with clothing manufacturing, we have the capabilities of these three components where it's bringing back skilled trades within the schools, workforce development, and then the corporation and business partnerships.
Yes, there you go.
There you go. So our challenges today is connecting more with these government and business agencies just to get the vision out there, what we want to do with the microeconomies through clothing manufacturing, connecting with educational institutions to incorporate our skilled trades program and start helping with workforce development, and then business opportunities as well. So, like I said, we provide our services for indirect purchasing to retailers, corporations, schools, and also help designers build their designs as well. Navigating through these complex landscapes for the partnerships, that is another hurdle that we're going through. And then just each sector understanding what micro manufacturing is and how it definitely can help the microeconomy thrive. Things that we have tried so far. So we have had success with these as well. Where we have reached out and connected with your local and state government, your nonprofits, such as the NEDC, SBA, the NMSDC, Detroit Economics Corporation, the DEGC, the NEI. As you can see, we are very active. The Detroit and Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce. We are also members of a lot of those organizations, including Michigan Manufacturing Association, Automation Alley, Apex Accelerator. We do a lot of social posting on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Google. Go to a lot of network events. That's primarily my job to get the vision out there. That's locally, state, also out of the state. Currently, I have been emailing a lot of my proposals to these agencies and my network. So I got that idea from one of my mentors, Donna Snyder, and my other mentor, Denise Everett. So a lot of you guys, if I have your email, you probably got that proposal. Participate in cohorts such as this one and others, and then also receiving a lot of media coverage. So we've been blessed to be on the news a couple of times with CBS, also Fox 2, and that's been great ways to get the vision out as well. What we have learned is that, like I said, we have had some success. So we've been able to connect with some of these agencies, schools, and corporations. We just want to get more volume in with these partnerships. Some of the connections went cold. I think that it was due to the election, especially when you're talking to like these government agencies. Their focus been more on the elections, which now we can all breathe because that is over with. We had a great turnout for our soft opening, which was on February 29th. So a lot of like-minded individuals came out, representatives of these agencies, schools, businesses, mentors, designers. So it's really building, especially when you're talking about being a manufacturer and really getting into this industry. It's a very hard, competitive industry, one of the oldest industries out there. For the most part, we're just looking to sit with the decision makers. So a lot of times when we do have these meetings, it's with a representative of the decision maker and not getting to the decision maker. So that's a challenge, and I believe we all
We've
have
got one more minute, Milton.
faced that.
Here we
And
go.
then the community conversation, again, is, well, what are the most effective ways to build relationships with these government agencies, educational institutions, and business to support the development of microeconomy through apparel manufacturing. And then this is all my information.
All right, thank you.
Here, and you're on YouTube, so you can see where I stand. And then anyone who has anything to suggest or offer, you can come up where I am, to be on the mic. Thank you, Carmen. Come on up. You'll be able to see.
I'm gonna give you a couple of things. So I can speak for Oakland County Mission Works. That's where I used to work. Michigan Works is a friend of yours, or can be. The Oak Park Michigan Works shares a building with Oak Park Schools, who now houses CASA, which is a creative academy school of arts, which has a bunch of youth that want to do this sort of thing. So there's also funding to do youth programming, specific funding from the state to get youth engaged in manufacturing in this sort of way. So and I can get you connected to one of the 6 Oakland County, all of the 6 Oakland County offices, so that you can, get connected to them, so that maybe you can get connected to the school districts that way. But I think showing up to the career days, showing up, getting in touch with the school districts directly might be the way to, get your program in that way. And then while you're waiting for that, go to mytalent.com and I'll send it to you. But go to mytalent.com. I've told everybody here about multiple, and you can apply to be a writer. And once you're on that list, anybody, anywhere, any employer, any company that wants to put people through that training can find you.
Okay.
So people at OCC can be like, oh, let's bring in this guy. So I'll do those things.
Deeply appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Come on up, come on up. Tanisha.
I got your email, thank you. So you also attended my sales evolution workshop. So I'm gonna, some of the things I'm gonna say is gonna align with that, and because you talk a lot about connections and when to make connections. From what I saw is, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm only going by the information that I saw. I saw a lot of information, a lot of connections that maybe you're spreading yourself too thin, and maybe take the opportunity to go deeper into the relationships you have and grow those and develop those. So that would have been like the first tier of the connection when we talked about that at the workshop.
Yeah.
And then your other challenge was the most effective ways to connect. Again, I don't necessarily know, because I always go back to, well, how did you get the connections that you have? And if that worked for you, just do that 10 times. Just keep doing that what worked, and not necessarily going out trying to add these other things. You had like 10 things on there that you are doing versus just going deeper into the relationships you have, and building relationships that takes time. So that's the only, suggestion I have, is to use the connections you have and go deeper with those.
Thank you.
Come on up. We have about 7 more minutes for feedback.
Good morning, I'm Jessica Smith. I've not met you, and I'm not on your distribution list. One thing that I heard you say is it's really hard to get to the heads of the companies. And so I would actually contribute to you that you may want to think about the people that you're meeting with on a different level. If you can actually make it make sense to them, those are your biggest salespeople. And those are the people that will get you through that door.
Like what people are you suggesting? Like what department?
Well, whoever he's meeting with already, right? Because it doesn't sound like he's having a problem getting through the door. It sounds like he's having a problem getting to the level of industry people that he actually wants to meet with. And sometimes you have to be willing to accept who you can meet with and turn them into your salespeople or your advocates and cheerleaders.
Does that make sense, Milton?
Yes, yes, yes.
You're welcome.
So,
I know.
a couple of things I want to, first one is a question. Do you have a sales process?
Yes.
Okay, so always stick to the process. The second thing is when you're talking with people, you know that they're not the decision makers, ask them a question. What is your decision process? That's the first question, because you want to know if this person has no power or no authority to make decisions. The second thing is, as you walk through the process, how do I get to that next person? And just like Jessica said, make them your champion and help you get to that person, because if it makes sense to them, they're gonna help you sell it. But also understand at what level you're going into an organization. And even if it's going to the receptionist and says, hey, I need a favor. Who makes these decisions? Don't be afraid to ask that. The receptionist can be a really, really good friend when it comes to sales. But keep doing what you're doing. Keep making those connections, like Tanisha said. Dig deep. Use the connections you have and continue to nurture those. And once you build that trust, they're going to open up their Rolodex, as Don Snyder saying, and they're going to help you to get to the people that you need to get some decisions made.
Thank you.
Do you want to? I know there's a lot of good ideas in this audience. Don't be afraid. Come on up. We don't have to. No.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll pass the notes to you and we'll have the recording. Thank you so much. You did a great job. I wanted to thank our coffee sponsor today, Chase Bank. Jeff is up front here, so thank Chase Bank for our coffee. Our coffee sponsor is the only one to pitch their business and what they do, so Jeff will be speaking after our next presenter on behalf of supporting us with coffee this morning. So, okay, PJ and Ann, you guys ready? So we have two presenters, like I mentioned. Again, feel free to come on up and offer support, suggestions to them. They have an interesting prospect. So we were just talking about a business that does manufacturing, and now we're going to talk about a service provider business. You guys ready?
Sure.
Okay. There you go.
Good morning, everybody. My name is my name is PJ. This is Ann.
Hi.
We are from Makeshift Creative Group. We're brand new. We launched our website on Monday. So we're fairly new. And we focus on teamwork workshops that are based in improv and ethics. And to begin, we're going to do a real quick warm-up with it. So what we need is for everyone to find a partner and just face that partner. They can be across the table, they can be around the
close
screen.
That's right.
All right, once you have a partner, here's how this is going to work. Life is full of small mistakes, and we're going to try and make a couple right now. So you and your partner are going to go back and forth, counting to 3. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 2, right?
One,
So back and forth,
three.
1, 2, 3,
1,
1, 2,
2,
3.
1, 2.
Now, at every point, someone makes a mistake. You turn to the rest of the room and you shout, ta-da! All right, you make a small mistake and you own it. Make everything you got. So if you get good at this, go faster. The goal is to mess this up. So you're going to count to 3. You and your partner, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and it goes faster as you go. If at any point someone says the wrong number, you take too long, there's an extra beat, then you turn to the room and say, ta-da! At the top of your lungs. All right, we're going to 30 seconds on the mark. 6 seconds. Go.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
We can do this, go faster. All right, that's good. We'll wrap it up. So, with an exercise like this now, the main point of that is that we all make small mistakes constantly. It's superhuman. We're infallible. But some of us will take those mistakes and we will put them in our brains to live on forever, and we just gotta shake them off. So if you find yourself really focused on something that you want to let go of, give a little ta-da, and see if you can't just get it out of your life. So that is just, one of the many exercises that we have done in the workshops. I'm gonna hand it to you for a minute because I've been talking a lot.
Thanks. Yeah, like PJ said, that's one of the areas that we focus on. We teach workshops based on improv and empathy to people, right? Improv is for everyone, wherever they might be found, mostly with businesses and schools. So any group that exists within a business or within a school, we focus on making teams stronger and more successful through common goals and shared humor, as you all experienced, right? Oh, the clicker.
So in the improv, so I don't know if you're familiar with improv comedy. Comedy is kind of a byproduct, right? It's not the goal. You're trying to be funny, you're getting in your own way. So in the workshops we do, we're not trying to be funny, right? But we set up an environment where laughter comes kind of naturally, right? While still learning these lessons about how to listen and respect each other. We're back. So.
Yeah. Now, surprisingly, we have encountered some challenges, and not just counting to 3. Our biggest challenge really is marketing a service that isn't always easy to explain, but time and time again has real great tangible value that we see and we hear from our clients after we work with them. And how do we create a pricing structure that allows us to both be sustainable and also target a market of both nonprofit and corporate clients? So we, Girl Scout troops, schools, teaching staff, library staff, churches, we also work within the within the major sports teams, with corporate team building, conferences, and professional associations. So we really do run the spectrum of those types of groups.
And what we've tried so far, we've tried custom pricing. So, everyone that comes in is somehow a little bit different, which is not fun or easy for anybody. Discounts, which we put in place so that nonprofits would have a better chance of working with us. But if they see the initial sticker price and the 2 shocks, even learn about the discounts, what good does that do us? Price by person, so every student in a class. What we found with that is that the day of 5 students were sick, and then the price changed drastically. And so that wasn't fun to work with. Price by hour and price by facilitator are kind of the same thing. We go to the next slide.
Yeah, you go to the next slide.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been doing the 2 slides.
It's okay.
So
You can repeat it.
yeah, so just to reiterate, the custom pricing is clunky and it makes for like a messy sale when we're working with the clients and kind of creating an environment of haggling, which we don't want to do. The discounts, like Peter said, if the initial price is too high, sometimes people are really put off by that, or a lot of times what we find is that maybe people just don't understand what an event like this would cost, and so they're really kind of shocked. Price by person, it's tedious and difficult to manage, right? Like, okay, well, we paid for 14, but then we had 12 people show up, but it was past the 2-week deadline, but we really need to not pay the extra for those extra 2 people, right? Price by the hour really undervalues our time. If you're a professional, you understand like your time is valuable, and working with a group of 40 people for 2 hours is more work than working with a group of 3 people for 2 hours. And then pricing for a facilitator, like we said, it undervalues our teachers, and then sometimes that also creates an opportunity for haggling because they want to know what can we do to decrease the number of facilitators, right? But we know that impacts our overall product, our overall service if we don't have the right personnel.
And
Oh.
that's right.
So our question is, how do we price our program in a way that's fair to people, right, but realistic to corporate wealth?
Yes. So if you have suggestions for them, come on up. Awesome. Great. Come on up.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
As you guys were talking, and you were talking about, we have small business experience in myself too, and pricing has always been a struggle for us as well. So, one of the things I was thinking is, do you guys know what your comps are? So other, maybe improv or other things, maybe sharing those when you're discussing this pricing and just saying like, oh, this is what so-and-so prices their stuff out as. Here's what we price it out as, make it a little bit competitive, and then share that outcome. Like, so you get X, Y, and Z from them, but you get all of this from us. I don't know if that would look like a visual or like a brochure or something like that. But that's
Especially because a lot of times people don't know what the comps are themselves.
Exactly, yeah, you're saying you don't know what it costs, yeah.
That's awesome.
You're welcome.
She's tired, she's like, here.
No, this is good. No, that, great presentation, and I love what you're doing, with the improv, that and stuff like it was already fun. We didn't even get the first, number out. My first thought, I have to say, and, I'm not trying to be funny, but as soon as I saw fair, I'm like, life's not fair. We're not, fair. So it's not that's the first thing I think about, but what value? Start with the value that you're bringing to your clients. So and that's one of the things I think, think about when I'm helping with their branding and everything. What is the value that is associated with Makeshift? What will they get from it? And again, when I was talking with a client earlier this week, and he is going into a sales conversation, I said, do you know what they will lose by not working with you? And he did, and we identified that. That's what you were reminding them of. What will they lose? What will their life be like afterwards? What will their corporation be like afterwards by working with you? That's where you start, what you bring them. Because no one cares about you. They care about what you're going to do for them. So, and then from there, your price is your price. I don't like discounts. So that's just me. Your price is your price, and that's your value, and you stick by that. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
My name is Jackie with Michigan Schools and Government Grading. I was just thinking that for price, just have you thought of group pricing? Okay, if you have a group of 10 to 20, this is what the cost is. If you have a group of 50 to 100, this is what the cost is. So then you don't have to worry about person, necessarily. If you drop one or two or a few, whatever. So just based on what size
Tiered
group is, tiered pricing. And then, that's okay. That was it for pricing.
Thank you so much.
Hi. So I hear a lot of people speaking on pricing, right? And so what I would offer you is actually figuring out what you want your pricing model to be. I'm not sure if everyone knows, but there's different pricing models that you can use. Some people do discounted rates, right? Some people do it based on value. Some people do it based on availability in the marketplace. And there's a lot of different ways that you can actually market and price your product. And so I would say start there and see what actually comes naturally to you. Because when you can stand in your pricing, it becomes easier to offer it, and it's not such a tug of war. You're welcome.
First off, bless the prosperity of business. When you partnering with nonprofits, a lot of them already have a budget in place. So you can ask them what's their budget and see if they accomplish many of your services. With that, you can also see how you can cut down the time. So if you looking to do it in 12 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, the nonprofit would normally work with you. And that would be a way that I would go. I have went that way, so I have partnerships with insurance regulation departments, centers. So that could be a way that you can do it to get more of a understanding of how they work with their budget. And then other organizations probably do the same thing with their contract. And then also, if you have competitors, look at their pricing, just to get an idea.
Good stuff.
I know I'm probably the youngest one here, so
Don't brag.
that's fine. So then a stretch, but as someone who's been in school recently, somewhat recently, a lot of outreach I see through empathy and through things like this. It tends to be more focused on suicide prevention, but what I do see and what I've seen through people that I've been mentored by is that most corporations want better team building, they want a better work experience, and if you can really tap into the corporate space, then the amount of profit you're going to be able to make is going to be a lot higher than, say, a school district who has a limited budget, who has to pay figure out bigger issues. That, like, I'm not gonna say there's a bigger issue than empathy, but there's like suicide and vapes and drug abuse, and so they're mainly focused towards that. And when I worked a little bit at the Oakland schools, and I overheard some things, it's mainly that most of their budget for things like this go towards suicide prevention. So I would really try to tap into it quickly.
Good. So congratulations on starting a new business. I think the youngest person in the room had the greatest idea. So, send you an invoice, don't do it. You just started this person.
She did.
So I'll make this quick. A lot of people don't agree with this, but I haven't been a business owner myself. I have worked with other people that own businesses that are trying to bring in a lot of revenue. You gotta figure this piece out. And since you're new in the space, it's probably easier for you to do this now than later. Identify who your customer is. Everyone can't be your customer. You decide that. You decide that. Stop right there.
Do you have anything, you want to add to anything with the presentation?
I have a couple of questions.
Oh, good, on
from the
Zoom?
Zoom audience.
Oh, right.
So this is Justin Hartnick, and he is a marketer. He says, develop a pricing model that doesn't change much based on the different variables. Don't be afraid to change if needed, but it'll make things so much easier on providing folks who's had it like that. Also, discounts are great. Everybody offers a discounted rate, and pricing can be different based on the size of the company versus the size of your audience. One thing I'm gonna say is, as a salesperson, is when someone asks for a discount, make sure that you've established the value of what you're bringing first. And then ask the question, does what we're offering fit your needs? If they say yes, then you go, okay, well, what do we need to take away if you want a cheaper price? Then that puts the onus on them. Go, well, I don't want anything taken away. Well, then I can't discount because I'm giving you exactly what you need that fits the need that we said and agreed upon. So that's just one thing. And other than pricing, are there any other challenges that you're having with the small business? It's a brand new small business.
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, we have one client, so more of them would be pretty cool.
A nonprofit, but hey.
It's a start. No, I think that's, you know, we both came from Go Comedy in the past, improv theater, and everything we did there was, not everything, but most of our clients came from word of mouth. And Facebook was so good back then. And it's not quite what it used to be, at least for our needs. So I think the other question we had is kind of getting the word out. Like, does social media work anymore? And if so, which one? The TikTok? Instagram.
Yeah, I think TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. All right.
Real.
Well, my dance moves are pretty good, so TikTok and Instagram.
All right, so I coached these guys a couple days ago, yesterday maybe, on your presentation, and one of the things that I heard that I think that our audience can definitely offer you their experience or support with is exactly why PJ wanted to present in the first place. He said, I don't like asking for money, I just want to do my thing. I just want to do my thing. How do I get over asking for money to do my thing? And so that's why they're saying we think we need a pricing structure. But is there anyone in here who struggles with asking for money to operate their business that can maybe share with them some hurdles that you overcome when it comes to asking for money to support your business? Come on up. They have about 7 or 8 more minutes. Tanisha, you're welcome to chat it up. Or maybe just
Under a
over
chair. She should start up here.
Okay, let me get on the mic.
This is
Like, with anything that you want to build, it's a muscle. Just go out and practice. Say a price, it doesn't matter. If you go to the grocery store, I tell my clients this all the time, just go out and practice selling and talking about your product and yourself and say the number. Practice so your brain, so you
get used to saying it. No one knows what the price is. Just practice, that's it. You just have to practice it and just say it. What's the number? $2,500. Just $2,500.
So confidence.
Yeah, $2,500.
Okay. It is. That's it.
Absolutely, yes.
Something that helped me with pricing, because I sing as a photographer, you're not paying for it, right? So like, in my broke mind, I'm like, ooh, that's pricey. I'm not paying for it. So like, you're not pricing with your wallet. So get out of that mindset. So like, you will be surprised. Nonprofits have money, you know what I mean? Like, it was a myth for me to think that nonprofit, oh, it's nonprofit, I'll give you a discount. They got money, don't worry about that. That's what it is. So don't price with your wallet, I guess is my. Yeah, they got it.
They got it.
Hello, excuse me. I love what you guys are doing. It's awesome. But I would just say to you, come up with a number, like what do you think you should be paid? If you figure it out on an hourly rate, and then go forward and price it out from there. Your material, what you think you should earn as a salary, and then especially if you don't have another job and then you depend on this for your income. So figure out what you think you're worth to be paid, and then work up there from there to figure out what you want your profit margin to be. And then it won't seem so far-fetched or out of reach for anyone else that needs to interact with this. Great, thank you.
Thank you. Are you working with a coach or a consultant?
Yeah, for like 1 million bucks, that's it.
So you should probably start there, right? Because actually telling yourself that's great, right? But until you actually get in the habit of knowing what's there behind what you're making it be, it's just gonna keep showing up for you, right? And so a coach or consultant can actually have the conversations with you to have it so it's not, and I tell you that from experience as well. I actually have done a lot of self-development on myself, on behalf of my clients as well. And going from a private wealth financial advisor into owning my own business as a bookkeeper that offers consulting services to people, right? I struggled with that in the beginning too, because I don't know if it's the Michigan girl in me or what, right? But I want to be of service to everyone.
Yeah.
However, I'm doing myself a disservice, and I'm doing others a disservice as well, right? Because I know the value that I bring. And so when you can own that and stand in that, you'll see it take off. You're welcome. I'm back.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're good, sure? Okay. Okay, so something that I can relate to you guys with is that Erica and mine's business also focuses a lot on empathy leadership coaching. I'm seeing that you guys are very empathetic, but you're like too empathetic to the pricing. And we struggle with that too. You feel bad charging people money.
Yeah.
But that's just something to think about is like, try, and it's so hard, and I know that because that's like so innately in me that like, and money's a big thing, and so just try not to overthink what you're saying. Just another piece of feedback that I would have for you guys, is think less and just be very confident by your approach is.
And I think that just something that's coming up for me now is like developing a simple pricing model will help us be more confident. Because like a bunch of you have said, this is the price, right? We don't have to, which is happening now, we're going back and forth, haggling, which I know is not a great word. But with a simple pricing model, this is what it is. And we can stand on that because it's simple and it is what it is. There's nothing, behind it that the price is the price. Sorry, wait.
So Justin had another comment. Are you familiar with the word omni-channel marketing?
Omni-channel.
Omni-channel
We
marketing.
are
That was
now.
a RoboCop, right?
No. So basically what that means is trying different marketing avenues. Social media, email marketing, all different types. So one is not good. You have to use a bunch of different approaches thinking about your audience. And once you determine who your audience is, then it's social media, it's email marketing, it's YouTube videos, it's word of mouth, it's talking to people on the street and developing that pitch to a piece of paper. But developing that 30 seconds to tell people what you do and what value you bring. So just remember, all different types of marketing is important to the business. We have two more, and then we'll.
Hello, congratulations.
Thank you.
We've all heard the saying, shoot for the stars, and if you land on the moon, you're still in a good place. Try doing an introductory offer. Jack your price up. I know it sounds silly, but they do it for Black Friday. Jack your price up, say you're getting an introductory offer, and then go land right where you want it to be.
Thank you.
That's great.
That's great.
All right, you guys feel like you got something?
Black Friday is coming.
Oh, yes, we have our information up here on the screen. You can also go to makeshiftcg.com to look at a very, very early website.
I know, that's fabulous. Okay, thank you. They did a great job. And thank you guys for considering joining our volunteer organizing committee. So, can you go to the microphone? I'm looking forward to being one of our MCs here. So, all right. So that's how we roll here for the new folks who are here. Thank you all for offering your support. We're going to offer the floor here for a couple of minutes to Jeff from Chase Bank. He's one of the Open Thrive. Are you an Open Thrive partner? Yes, okay, come on up, Jeff. Your slides are up on the screen, and here you go.
Good morning, I'm Jeff Childs. I work with JP Morgan Chase Bank. Currently working in the role as a business consultant, right? Senior business consultant. I've been in banking for ballpark 20 years or so, and the majority of the time I've been in what I'll call business banking. So 20 years ago, I'd walk up and down Illinois, just street like Illinois in Middletown, hand out cards, hand out trifolds, talk to people about to back that day. And it was just small business SBAs, $25,000 a pop. Then it turned into SBA and merchant credit card services and how you can get paid quicker from people that you're doing business with. 20 years later, I had the opportunity with growth to do what I'll call, if you're familiar with syndicated loans, which means it's going to take 2 or 3 banks to get this deal done. Because $25,000, SBA is going to take care of that. At $100 million, SBA is not going to cover it. You need 3 banks. And also cuts the risk down for the way we do business. So that's kind of the experience I bring to the table. The good news is I work with a company that gives us the opportunity to work with everyone across the board now. I'm not just locked into talking to people who are at, $1 billion stage or approaching $1 billion in revenue. I can talk to anybody about what we need to get done. What I try to do, as people attest to, is make sure that you're accountable for what you're trying to get done, not just me. So whenever I have this conversation, I'll try to make it brief and quick. I'm never trying to sell the bank. I'm trying to get you to understand what you should expect from your bank, because many people don't know. So by show of hands, how many people know who your banker is at your particular bank? So maybe half the room right now, half of them know that half of them know who your banker is. How many of those people who are your bankers know what your dreams are in your business, and what you dream about, what you plan to achieve through your business? How many know? That's even less. So now you have a job. Go to your bank, whoever it is, let them know who you are, let them know what you plan to accomplish, and they're accountable to you, because you're accountable to them too, in terms of how you manage your finances and how you manage your business through the bank. But make sure they understand what your goals are, so when you come in and say, hey, $1 million, that's a great opportunity to stay here, what I'm gonna do, they'll go, whoa, whoa. I have some tax returns, don't know you, right? Those things can happen, because the credit unions do a little different. But all banks have the same model, cash flow lending. If you haven't heard that term before, it's cash flow lending. Nobody cares how much money you have in the bank, it's how much you have cycling through the bank. If we see $1 million coming through the bank, we know you're making $1 million, so we see it coming in and out of the bank. That's cash flow. Your savings, your investments, that's for you. That cash flow, that's for your decision. that helps us make a decision. So, did they hear?
Yeah.
You're there.
Okay, okay, perfect. So here's what I would do. I'm glad I was able to come to share this idea with you this morning. Get to know your bank. It's very important. I talk to 50 or 60 people a month. Some do, some don't, right? They gotta get on board with that. The other piece is, you wanna make sure that you make that a big part of what you do every day. I tell my clients, when you push your feet on the floor in the morning, you know what that number is in your head. Last time I had to do that in retail, it was $32,500. I haven't forgotten that number. I had to make sure I generated $32,500 in sales every day. If it snowed, gotta make it from somewhere else. If it rained too heavy, something else happens, the Edwards did whatever it was to close down, that money had to be go someplace else. $32,500. I never forgot it. So you have to have that kind of focus when you're trying to operate in a business, especially a smaller business, because it's not coming from anywhere else, it's coming from you. So really quickly, I want to sponsor another meeting and make it a larger meeting to provide more cash flow information. But to do that, especially when I buy so much coffee, the bank wants to believe that I didn't drink all that coffee. So if you can, hit that QR code. There's 2 or 3 questions in there. When you hit that code, drop that in, they'll know that I was really here. Then when I turn those receipts in, they can see that we really did buy coffee, we really did drink coffee, and if it's not finished, take as much as you want and take it with you if you want to. Take it with you. I appreciate your time. I know your time is valuable as a business owner. I know you want to get back to doing what you do. So if you also hit that code, eventually you'll get back to me. And if we can connect, we can do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jack. And yes, he bought the most coffee of anyone that's ever showed. You know they have money for coffee, so they have money to lend you. Just real briefly before we wrap up, just a couple of events, workshops I'd like to announce. They're both here at Incubizo. One is the Autumn Harvest Mixer on Saturday, right here, and it is from the Ascension School of Healing Arts. So if you're into health, mental health, please join them on Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful event. It's Saturday. Yes, it's here. Yes. And also tomorrow, Thursday evening, which is tomorrow, you're building your team for growth here, and it is on HR. So if you're growing your business and if you're at the point where you got to start thinking about hiring employees and all the complexity around building a team, and no business can survive without a team. Even if you're a one-man business, you still have a team of people that's going to support you. Come out, they do an amazing job in the evenings. The food is amazing.
There's food tomorrow.
So come check it out.
So we want to thank our presenters and get ready for pictures.
Thank you, presenters. Also, Open Thrive, if you're looking for workshops, if you're looking to build your skill set and your knowledge to run your business, Open